Hi folks, welcome to my day 8 video in my Make a Video a Day challenge. I'm doing this to get comfortable being in front of a camera and to also learn about the process of creating content and coming across nice and clearly. So hi, my name is Danusha. I am an executive and transformational life coach. I work with business leaders and business owners who are ready to realign with purpose, lead with clarity, and grow sustainably. So for today's video, I thought I'd talk a little bit about goal setting and perhaps share with you what my process looks like following from yesterday's highlight video. So when it comes to goal setting, it's really important to gain clarity on what exactly you are working towards, right? Many of us tend to define our lives by the things that we don't want. I don't want to be poor. I want to have enough money to be able to pay my bills, right? You're more running away from something rather than running towards something. So if you can flip that around to then ask yourself, well, what does the opposite of that look like? What do I want? What would I like to have? And that, you might then end up with something like, oh, look, I want to be wealthy. I want to have enough money to not worry about bills and all of that sort of thing, right? Whilst that's fine, that gives you general direction. You want to create something more specific so that it gives your mind something to start working towards, so that it can make sense of it. And it's not just a generic goal, which you will achieve just by living life, right? Um, so ask yourself exactly how, if it's finance related, exactly how much money are you talking about? Let's say you want to earn $1 million a year, right? Uh, and that's great. What you want to do then is to break that down into more manageable chunks or more manageable goals, mini goals. So if you think about $1 million a year, earning $1 million a year, and where you are at the moment, let's just say, for the sake of this example, you're earning 20,000 a year. That's quite a significant jump, right? So recognize that that is a longer term goal that's going to take you multiple years to achieve, right? So for your mind to start focusing on earning 1 million, it becomes a little bit too much, too big of a goal, too much of a stretch to think. So what you want to do is start with something more reasonable, right? And let's just say if you're on 20K, ask yourself, hey, what would be a good enough jump that feels challenging, yet doable for you? It might be increasing your income from 20K to 50K. 50K, I'm sure in your mind sounds a little bit more reasonable or a little bit more realistic. If you take that 50K divided by 10 months in the year, 10 productive months in the year, right, ignoring things like holidays and Christmas and all that sort of thing, that gives you 5K a month you need to earn based on a 4 week month. That brings you down to $1,250 a week that you need to earn more. So just take a moment to think about how that sounds to your mind. Earning an extra $1,250 a week versus earning $1 million a year. The 1,250 sounds a lot more doable. It's within your reach, right? It then allows you to then step into your creativity to then say, well, okay, based on what I like doing, and if you don't know, you can just do some research, like talk to AI, do a Google search to see what options there are to be able to earn extra income. If you're in a sales role, you might just be able to focus on earning more to meet that goal, which may be easier for you. Or if you're in a fixed income situation, then perhaps it's time to consider a side hustle, right? Selling some of your possessions or creating something that might be able to bring you a regular income. Okay, so really allows you to take a moment to think creatively as to what you can explore to then earn that money. The next step, once you've identified what you'd like to do, for example, it could be an Amazon shop, creating digital products, it could be a whole raft of things, then shift your focus into, well, what are the things that I need to learn in order to be able to do that thing? So if we take selling digital products, for example, create like digital workbooks that help take people through a certain process, maybe something that you do through work or something that you're familiar with doing. Um, So you put in the one-time effort, and you can sell it repeatedly with a little bit of effort. So that then allows you to shift your focus into, well, what's involved in creating a digital product, right? You start watching YouTube videos, you can start looking at applications that helps you create these products, and go through a whole process to then end up with a digital product. The next step then becomes, well, what do I need to do to be able to sell this digital product? You start looking to platforms, research different platforms, and maybe even try them out. Then you've got to learn about setting up your store on those platforms, and then you've got to shift your attention into marketing. Now, how do you market these things? What's appropriate for the type of product that you're trying to sell? So it becomes a whole series of what I think of as milestones along the way to help you achieve that goal. Almost like signposts along the road leading to your destination, right? It's just telling you you're going in the right direction. So if you can think of your goal, and that might now be, well, I want to earn an extra $1,250 a week selling digital products on this topic, XYZ, right? Your milestones then become learn how to create a digital product, identify a platform to start selling my digital products, set up the platform, learn how to market, create social media, etc., etc. You know? So it becomes a whole series of these smaller milestones that help you develop the skills to be able to earn an extra $1,250 a week. Now, the first time you do this, you may not make that amount of money, but you can very easily look at what you did to get whatever income you got, or whatever result you got. It could be zero, there's nothing wrong with that. Simply shift your focus into, well, what do you need to do differently to get a different outcome? Right, so if you look at how much you're selling a digital product for, you can do some sales calculations to then say, well, hey, if I'm selling, let's say, a $50 workbook, then I need to sell 25 of those in order to make $1,250 a week. If I create multiple workbooks or products at different price points, then each one will have a smaller quantity of sales to then add up to your 1,250, right? So you can be creative in what you in how you approach solving this problem for yourself. Okay, so what ends up happening is, whilst you use your goal, you have your long-term goal of, hey, I want to earn $1 million a year. You then have your more realistic, broken down goal as to, well, that means I'm going to aim for $50,000 additional this year, which equates to $1,250 a week, right? And then you have your various milestones that you're using to then develop the skills to help you get to that goal. What you'll find is your focus will shift from it being about the money to it being about what you need to learn in order to better yourself to get that result. As you keep at this and eventually get those results, you then have increased your value because you know what it takes. You know, you've gone through the process of learning how to earn that much money. Eventually, you'll then earn $1 million, and you'll know what it takes to earn $1 million of income. And that is value that other people will also want to learn from. And you can leverage that by then teaching others your way, right? So think of this as a journey of growth. What you'll slowly notice is it's less about the money, and it's even less about the results. It becomes about you learning about yourself. What are your limitations? What are the limiting beliefs that are holding you back? What are the boundaries that you won't cross? What are the things that you like? What are the things that you don't like? And how do you reframe the things that you want to do into something that's into a way that works for you? And how do you learn to do something in your own way that helps you get the results that you're looking for, right? So it becomes a journey of growth, and being able to look back and see how far you've come, see the results that you're getting as as a result of that, which isn't all financial, right? It's not necessarily about the money. It's about your capability, and you're growing as a human being in your capability and competence of doing something, right? Which brings about a greater sense of fulfillment that keeps you in a state that moves you closer and closer to your goals, because you're enjoying the process. So if you can learn to enjoy that process of learning and growing and making mistakes and trying something different is all part of the whole process to help you manage your mindset. It helps you get to your goal and be a much richer person, both inside as well as outside through the financial means that you have. Okay, we're at the 10-minute mark. I hope that was helpful. At some point, I will redo these videos with clearer images or texts and things like that to help you understand what I'm trying to say a little bit better. Hopefully, for now, the verbal is less diarrhea and a little bit coherent. But if you've watched this far, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support, and we shall see you in tomorrow's video. Thank you.